All right, so here we are, end of day two. We got Earl, Greg, and Lance here, finishing up the CE flood training for January 2020. How you guys feeling after day two?
I think day two, the class was a little more smooth. You know, we had it down. You guys, they got the process down of putting the equipment up. You guys helped. I mean, like half the time.
Yeah.
And we just had a lot more fun with it.
A lot of laughs, a lot of fun. Everyone was joking
The
around.
funnest part is that red suit, man.
I wasn't in there the whole time, but every time I like busting up laughing really loud, I'm like, what the heck is going on now? And then I go in there and they're busting up. So it's cool to see that they're interacting. It's not all uptight. You know, it seems to be pretty, you know, Greg's great at doing that, where he just makes everybody feel comfortable and getting them involved. And two people being in suits with that one, that was classic.
We sure
You
thought
know,
he was
it
going
makes
to
fun
smart
of
as
yeah, waiting for him to put his red tape G-string in. You know?
For once somebody suited up and it wasn't me.
Yeah, so that was pretty classic. And, you know, just about being able to know that this being a long-term game that we're doing and long-term interaction with these people. And, you know, I think that this is, you know, can be something that we can really branch to a lot of other people out there, like real estate being the next one. And then after that, I know we're going to get more and more involved with all the other agents and adjusters as we continue this process. And getting the technicians involved and running the thing, I think is great. I think it gets them more interactive with these people on a daily basis. I think it's going to help them open up in the field as well, being able to get used to talking to people in front of other people and stuff. I think that's good. Answering some of their pain from the agent side, you know. So
It was cool to see what they wanted to learn, and just seeing, you know, how excited they were that they knew a little bit more behind the scenes for what they're suggesting to their customers.
yeah.
Well, I think the big thing also this morning, besides the agents, was Earl got to work with, we had two new guys, kind of really three kind of newer people that got to get some hands-on training, just the technicians. You know, we did a whole, hour and 20 minutes training.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
Just this morning for our staff.
Yeah.
So there's huge benefits to doing demos and hands-on learning.
yeah.
I think one of the greatest comments was Debbie when she left this afternoon. What did she say? She said something like, you were talking with Debbie, but
Yeah.
she said, "This is what I'm going to learn. This is a memory or something." What did she
No,
say?
she's flat out said that she told them that she won't do CE training online, that she wanted to go out somewhere else to go do it.
This is memorable for her. This is
Memorable
something
for her. So
she
this
can
is
take
exactly what she
home
wanted
with
to do.
her, and she
Yeah.
learned something from here, right?
Yeah.
And so it benefits because, you know, it's so easy to just be on a computer and scroll through something and miss information, or not be able to have someone sit there and explain something when you don't understand. I think having the professionals that do this on a daily basis there to explain something you don't understand is huge difference between an online course and an in-person course.
And think one thing, is this going to work? Well, we got a perfect example of this today. We added two crawl space encapsulations just off of one person today that was in the class that we're going to go out and estimate. So that's, I mean, yes, it's going to work, and yes, it's going to be the, you know, what we're going to continue to do, and make sure they know they got the company that they want to call, you know, to get their work done for their people and themselves.
But
There's
I
a
think
lot of
another thing.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying there's a lot of knowledge in the building.
Yeah.
Well, I think another thing too, what I've noticed is we don't want to do this every day, every week, but once a month. I think just the staff,
Yeah.
we've had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And we got some training together, some learning, some discussion, you know, stuff like that lightens up the stuff.
It's
a
a
little
great
bit.
team builder experience,
Yeah.
right?
I think
Brings
it's good.
everyone involved. Everyone gets to, you know, share their expertise, and we can align as a unit and make sure that we're doing things the same way, right? And making sure that there's consistency behind our paperwork. We spent a good hour this morning just practicing paperwork and making sure that we're locked in with our paperwork and we're thorough with it. And so I think having everyone sit down with some time like this to educate each other, make sure we're all aligned, work off of each other's strengths and weaknesses is a big deal. I mean, that's what makes and breaks, you know, successful teams from teams that don't make it, because they just don't have the backing behind them. And I know, Greg, you and I have talked about it a lot, but just the support that we get from Lance, the owner of the company. I mean, that's night and day difference, you know. And, you know, me from a marketing and a sales guy, like him having the freedom to allow me to go out there and do my job, as long as I keep him informed, right? And giving me the tools that I need to be successful.
Yeah.
And it's really that much easier when I have that in front of me than it is to go out there and just wing it with no support and just hope something's going to work, or that I'm not blowing smoke up these people's, rear ends, because what I'm saying has to happen, right? I'm their first contact point for these classes. So the fact that I have the support system, it's huge from a marketing and a sales standpoint, and getting people to show up.
Well, no, Sean's right over here in the corner here, but I think Sean, I don't think we mentioned this. Did you hear that we got an invite from someone to be on an Adjusters TV video?
That was really cool.
Just came
Sean
off of
was-
Facebook
Sean
today.
was interacting. There's this guy that's wanting to actually do this thing live and
On
put
a
it on his
video.
podcast, and he has over 200 or 2,000 adjusters in his podcast group for people
We know
that
they don't all
follow.
live in the spring.
That's
People
right
that
there.
follow.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So we can see. So imagine a year from now, we were at this without this a year and a half ago, right? And now we're doing our first week of this. And we've had open house, we've done a couple other things, but this is actually the tool that we wanted to really our vision, right? And where we want to take it so we can actually, there again, I said it yesterday, to where we're actually not just the people saying we're better than the other guys. They're actually coming to meet our crew, meet different technicians as they run the flood room, meet the other staff in the office, and I think they met a ton of people just coming through and know who they're calling, and that they're good people.
And the
So-
flood room's great for,
Yeah.
every new guy we get who
Yeah.
comes in, if we can get them up to our standard that much quicker, and just have them, be able to shoot out lead text like nobody's business.
And do it in a controlled environment, right?
Yeah.
Versus on a customer's house where you don't have a chance to mess up. You get a controlled environment. If you mess something up, we can rebuild it here without expensing someone else's cost, right? So I think it's a huge asset to have this here, and I think we're looking forward to it. This was round one. This is a vision that was set out, and no one really knew how to interpret it until we made it happen. And here we are after the first two sessions, after the first attempt at it, and I think it turned out fantastic. I think we couldn't have asked anything better than this.
Yeah,
Hey,
nobody actually said they won't do this again. They actually,
Yeah.
what else can we do for them?
They were
We're
wanting to
pretty
sign
pumped
up
about
for the next
smoke,
class.
man. I'm pretty excited to see
Smoke and
how
brisket.
how much smoky we can make this sucker. So
Could do a
that'll
smoke
be
class.
interesting on one of them. We're pretty quick.
And another thing to point out real quick is we had an agent come yesterday.
Yeah.
He has 2 people in his office that don't need CE credits, but he was so impressed yesterday he sent them today, even though they weren't going to get credits.
Yeah.
So those
Won't
2
get
guys
credits for that
came.
until next year.
Yeah, they won't get any credits on it. But
And
they
one of
still
those guys, he sent him because he's the one that's answering the phone, right?
Yep.
And he needed help to be able to talk through to the client some of the common
Yeah.
questions.
And he got all his questions answered too.
And some.
Yeah.
He's way
Yeah.
a lot more prepped for answering the phones now.
He was excited to go back to the office and start getting phone calls because he had the material to take with him.
So our follow up from this is those people we're going to reach out to again. We're going to try to get lunch and learns with those different groups that came here, and kind of branch off of that, and then invite them on our next one. And
Yeah,
next time we'll bring a
realtors
few
next
more
time.
people, and then we'll keep building on this thing till our classroom has to be twice the size it is now. We'll make it right out here with the chairs
In the shop. We're going to make it in the
We're gonna be
shop.
fine. I'll replace that window and we'll move the screen right there.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Huh?
I'm good with
Thanks,
that.
Marshall, for getting
Yeah.
everybody to come.
No, it was a fantastic turnout, and I'm looking forward to see how this progresses and starts snowballing. I think it's going to pick up quick. I think everyone that left here over the last 2 days was already, before they walked out of the door, calling their friends that they work with as other agents, saying, hey, I just had the best experience I've ever had in a training course. You guys got to check it out.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Great reviews on social media already. People just loving the class, loving what we're doing. A little hesitant to get on camera, but still did it, right? I think that's going to be the next challenge, trying to get people on camera. But no, I think it turned out fantastic, and this is going to be fun to look back a year from now and see where we started and compare it to where we're at a year from now, and how much work went into putting this all together.
I would guess the technicians are going to be fighting over who gets to run the room.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because you know what you're walking into. It's not like a regular customer house where we're like, what's it going to be today?
And it really didn't take all that much time, right? I mean,
No,
we
we
spent
had
some
up
time
about
this morning
Yeah,
flooding
you guys
it,
were quick today.
but today, I mean, we had all the equipment up there in 20 minutes, and we did a full, all the equipment we can stuff in that room was still being able to fit people in that room, we have in there. And so, it goes to show that, practice and efficiency and, the training and the knowledge, it's going to just make life that much better for everyone.
So,
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thanks, guys.